All right, so we're going to start by looking at our instructions. The first thing that we need to remember for this lesson is we have to identify if we're moving from a big unit to a small unit, we multiply. If we're moving from a small unit to a big unit, we divide. So let's go ahead and look at our units. We are going from centimeters to meters. So we have centi here, and meters is the base unit. We said that that was measured for length. So are we going from a small unit to a big unit, or are we going from a big unit to a small unit? So in our place value chart, the bigger numbers are moving this way, and as we go down, we are getting to the smaller units. We're moving from centimeters to meters, so we're going from small to big. So when we go from small unit to big unit, we divide. So I am going to write that down. I am going to divide, but I don't know what I am dividing by what. So that's the first thing that I've got to decide. All right, so now we know that we are dividing, going from centimeters to meters. Now we look right up here, and we're going to use that as our dividend, 204. Okay, so we have 204 divided by. Now, I have said that it is related to dividing by powers of 10. So we've got to figure out what power of 10 we're dividing by. And we do that by looking from centi to base, how many spaces we're moving. So when I move from one unit to the next, it's 10. And if I moved again, it's another 10. So that's 100. Or you could count it, and you could say 1, 2, so you could say 10 to the second power. Either way, we have a division problem here, 204 divided by 100, which is something that we've already started working with. We've been working on it for the past 2 weeks now. So our first step when we are dividing by a power of 10 is to place it on the place value chart. So I'm going to put 204, so it's going to go in the hundreds place, 204. Then I'm going to go to my next step, which is multiplying moves up the place value chart, dividing moves down. While I'm dividing, so I'm going to move down my place value chart, and the number of steps equals the number of zeros. So I could say 10 to the second power, I move 2 steps down, or I could count here 1, 2. So I'm going to take this 4 and I'm going to move it 2 places down, so it ends up here. This 0 goes 1, 2 places down, so it ends up in my 10th place, and my 2 moves 2 places down, so it ends up in the ones place. So my final quotient for this, can't forget that decimal place there, is 2, and I don't say the 0, I say the 4, and then I look up above to see what place value that's in, so it's 4 hundredths, 2 and 4 hundredths of a meter.